When we observe young people, regardless of their faith or background, there is a distinct light in their faces. This isn't merely the vigor of youth, but also the purity that comes from having fewer sins and wrong actions. Children's faces, for instance, are captivating in their innocence. We're naturally drawn to their purity because their souls have yet to be tarnished by disobedience or malice. This light is a reflection of their fitra, the innate disposition toward good that Allah has created in all of us. But as we grow older, our choices begin to shape us. When people indulge in malice, selfishness, and sins, they dissipate their inner energy. This inner corruption manifests outwardly, often by the age of 25 or 30, as a darkness that clouds the face. This isn't just metaphorical, it's a spiritual reality. Our faces mirror our hearts. Humans are naturally drawn to purity and goodness. Virtuous people radiate a light that attracts others, a light born of their sincerity and righteousness. However, in a culture steeped in moral decay, this attraction can become distorted. Some seek to defile what is pure, turning a natural appreciation for goodness into something harmful and destructive. This is a sickness of the heart, a sign of how deeply the dunya, the material world, can corrupt. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, taught us that this world is a test. The defilement of purity, or qudurat in Arabic, is akin to stirring up the mud at the bottom of a clear pond. When left undisturbed, the water remains transparent, allowing us to see its depths. But once the mud is stirred, the clarity is lost. Similarly, when we allow sins to dominate our lives, we muddy the purity of our souls. As we age, our faces tell the story of our lives. The righteous elderly radiate a light that isn't rooted in youth, but in years of obedience to Allah. Conversely, those who have lived in disobedience bear a visible darkness. Their faces show the consequences of a life spent far from the guidance of their Creator. Imagine conducting an experiment, placing pictures of the righteous elderly alongside those who lived for the dunya, the material world. The difference would be stark. This is not about wealth, education, or status, but about the state of the heart. Even among the simplest people, such as villagers who dedicate their lives to worship and remembrance, you'll find faces that shine with purity and sincerity. As Muslims, it's crucial to remain humble. Often, we think we are doing enough, but many of us don't even match the practices of the simplest believers in Muslim lands. In some communities, you'll find individuals who recite a juz of the Quran every morning and evening, consistently perform sunnah prayers, fast 3 days every month, and give in charity even from their limited means. Their acts of worship and sacrifice, though unnoticed by the world, are deeply valued by Allah. In contrast, we sometimes fall into arrogance, thinking our small efforts are significant. True taqwa consciousness of Allah requires us to avoid such traps. The nafs, our lower self, is inherently deceptive and constantly tries to inflate our sense of self. Recognizing this deception is the first step toward spiritual purification. Let us reflect on the condition of our hearts and the state of our faces. Are we preserving the light of obedience, or are we clouding it with sin and malice? Our faces are not just a reflection of our physical health, but of our spiritual well-being. By striving for purity, humility, and consistent worship, we can ensure that our faces and hearts remain radiant with the light of faith. May Allah guide us to purify our souls, strengthen our actions, and grant us faces that reflect His light on the day of judgment. Your support is vital.